the Carson City School District Board of Trustees meeting. Today is Tuesday, August 12, 2025, and we are going to call our school board meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. Agenda item number 1, adoption of the agenda as submitted, and this is for possible action. And this is subject to removing agenda item number 10 from this agenda. We will be bringing that agenda item at a future meeting. So with that, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. I move that the Carson City School District Board of Trustees adopt the agenda as submitted.
Second.
A motion by trustee Varner.
Sorry, trustee Varner, with the removal of item 10.
I'm sorry, yes, with the removal of item number 10.
Thank you. So motion by trustee Varner and second by trustee Peterson. Any board discussion? Seeing any public comment? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 2, flag salute. Trustee Roberts, if you can please lead us. Thank you. Before I move on, I'd like to acknowledge that trustee Wald is absent today and she is excused. Agenda item number 3, superintendent's report, and this is for information only. Superintendent Fueling.
Thank you, President Ramirez. Things are starting to heat up both outside and inside the schools. Last week, we had our first school administrators, district administrators meeting, welcoming everyone back. Had some trainings over a few days. This morning, we had our new hire breakfast over at the Governor's Mansion, and thank you to those of you who could attend. It was a great event. I think we need to make some modifications to the food line. It took a while for people to get food, but we'll figure that out for next year. But just really a lot of excitement with everyone coming in the year, a lot of new faces. We had over at Carson High today, the Big Blue welcomes. All the new freshmen were coming in and looking tough but afraid, if that's possible. So, but yeah, a lot of good things going on. Just really excited to start the school year. Kids are back on Monday next week. So,
Alrighty, yes.
oh, and pre-kindergarten and kindergarten start Wednesday. Right. So there's no confusion. Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Superintendent Feeling. Agenda item number 4, board reports, board member comments, and this is for information only. We will start off with Nevada Association of School Boards, NASB updates. Trustee Varner, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I have a few things. I think by now everyone should have received the August newsletter via email.
Yes.
So I'm sure everybody's had a chance to review
Read it.
that. Last night, NASB hosted a virtual, I guess, workshop, for a better term, on the strategic planning. And basically what it amounted to was there's 10 districts who had representatives there. And everybody covered their strategic plan, gave an overview of their strategic plan and goals. And that was basically what we were able to accomplish during that. And then we had a guest speaker who gave some tips on strategic planning and how it should be at a 30,000-foot level, and to make sure that everything's tied into your strategic plan, everything that the district does. So overall, I thought it was different than what I thought it was going to be, but it was good.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
And then there'll be another virtual training class on August 28th, and that's going to be navigating the public records. And then we have the upcoming training in Las Vegas on September 6th. A joint meeting will be held on September 5th with the NASB directors and executive board. And this training, the professional training, will be on conflict resolution and de-escalation skills. And then obviously the annual conference will be coming up here on December 4th and 6th. It'll be at the Grand Sierra Resort again. And I know that ongoing planning is being done for that. And that's my report for NASB, unless President Walker has anything.
I think you covered everything.
Great. Thank you so much. And we will move on with board announcements, and I will start off with Trustee Peterson.
Not a whole lot to report because things are getting ready, but they're not quite hitting hard yet. Carson High, as AJ said, they had their big blue welcome for the freshmen today, and yesterday was the handing out schedules and paying all your fees in preparation for the sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And so I was there yesterday for that, and it seemed very well attended. A lot of really good energy. The kids are ready to be back, as much as they might tell you they're not. They're ready. They're excited. Jump Start at the high school actually started a week and a half ago. So they've been in the tech center knocking out their first class there. They really hit hard in about a week and a half is when they add 4 more classes to their schedule. A lot of sports teams are already practicing. They've been practicing for a few weeks. Many of them have their first game this first week back to school, so that's exciting to just hit the ground running. So everybody's ready.
Excellent. Good stuff. Okay. Trustee Roberts?
All right, Fremont has their back to school night. Come meet your teachers, get your little bag of school supply goodies and everything like that. So we've got this Friday, August 15th, 1st through 5th graders come one of 3 times, 4:30, 5:15, or 6. And then kindergarten and pre-K will be on Tuesday, August 19th. Kinder's at 4:30 or 5:30, and pre-K is at 5:30. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Trustee Varner?
Yes, for Boardwalk Bray, they hosted a parents' meeting last evening and are hosting another one tonight. And then they'll have another one on Wednesday night. And the meetings are being held in the multipurpose room, and they begin at 6 p.m. And the meetings are so the parents can figure out where the class placement for the students are going to be. And also, there's a lot of new and exciting things that are going to be upcoming at Boardwalk, and this gives the parents and the students a chance to kind of get an overview of what they're going to be doing this year. And that's my report for Boardwalk, but I do have one for Fritz also.
Okay, go ahead.
Principal Brown is excited to begin the new school year and would like to invite their Fritz families to their ice cream social, which will be held on this Thursday, August 14th, from 4 to 6 p.m. And that will conclude my report.
Excellent. Thank you. And Trustee Clapham?
Thank you. I have one from Miss Hoppy over at Eagle Valley. As I read this, I want you to hear her voice in your head because I can hear it. She says, Matt, I just want to start by saying how excited I am to share my very first trustee update.
Ooh.
This is so exciting. Please pass along my gratitude and excitement as the principal of Eagle Valley Middle School. She says that they are thrilled to announce that they are fully staffed for the 25-26 school year. Their boot camp back to school night will be on Thursday, August 14th. Students will be able to get their schedules, find their classes, and meet their teachers. 6th grade will be from 3:30 to 4:15. 7th grade from 4:15 to 5. 8th grade from 5 to 5:45. And additional information was sent out via Parent Square. They're hoping to get more parent volunteers in the building this year. One way to support the school is by joining the PTO. She would really love to work with more families this year and develop new traditions. And she wants to give a huge shout out to the summer crew who worked hard over the summer. Their buildings and grounds look great and are ready for students to arrive. Also, another shout out to their science teacher, Amy Riddle, who structured a gardening crew of students to keep the hoop house growing and thriving over the summer. And she said thank you to everyone for their hard work over the summer, and she looks forward to a great school year.
Wonderful, thank you. Vice President Walker?
Good evening. Sealiger Elementary School is excited that they have an increase in the number of kindergartners moving into the neighborhood. So they're excited to meet and welcome the new families in. And fall's always exciting at Sealiger. So I see some fellow pirates or former pirates in the audience. So it's good to see you both. They are going to have their back to school night on Thursday, August 21st from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. And they're asking parents to watch Parent Square for updates that are to come.
Excellent, thank you. And I was a bad girl. I did not reach out to my principal, so my apologies. I know she's in the audience, but I promise I will report at our next meeting. I do have some announcements. First of all, I want to thank everyone for writing the nomination letters for the NASB Awards. I truly enjoy getting to know the employees that I wrote the letters for better, and I really appreciate all they do for our district, especially Mrs. Molden. It was a pleasure to get to know her better. So, thank you. And then I echo Superintendent Feeling. Thank you to Mary Pryor for inviting us to attend the new employee breakfast. It was super delicious, so thank you to our sponsor, Greater Nevada Credit Union, and also thank you to Mayor Badwell for the tote bags that she made herself for our new teachers. That was a very nice gesture of the mayor. But yeah, the presentation was, the overall event was just very uplifting, so thank you for inviting us. And then I also do have a save the date for the board workshop that we have been talking about, and that is on November 15th. It will be from 9 to 12, and we are still working on the agenda and the logistics. We will be updating you as we progress on that. And that concludes my report. Agenda item number 5, association reports, and this is for discussion only. Do we have anyone from the association? I don't see any. Okay. Agenda item number 6, public comment. Do we have in-person public comment? Did see none. We do have an online public comment, and we typically read the name of the person who submitted the public comment, and then we will include these as supplemental documents on our record. So we do have public comment. My apologies, I did not see you. Okay, so number 9, okay, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and disclose the name of the person who submitted the online comment, public comment, Erin Bean. And again, her email will be included on the supplemental documents. And then we will go ahead and take on the in-person public comment.
Madam President,
President, you can take public comment on that item when it's called.
I'm sorry?
This is for general public comment on matters that aren't on the agenda. Number 9 is for possible
Got
action.
it, okay,
you'll
okay,
take it.
so if you don't mind holding off on that, okay, wonderful. I just needed to disclose the online public comment that was submitted. Okay, at this point, if there are no in-person public comment, I will close the public comment and move on to agenda item number 7. Discussion, including without limitation, an informational update on the Carson City School Foundation and possible action to approve proposed amendments to the bylaws of the Carson City School Foundation, and this is for possible action. So we welcome John Hager and Casey Gillis.
Good evening. I'm John Hager, president of the Carson City Schools Foundation. With me is Casey Gillis, treasurer for the Carson City Schools Foundation. Did you want to start?
Let you start.
Oh, I'm going to start. Okay. So we're going to start with, there's a cover letter that we provided. I believe that's public as well, right? So I'm not going to go through the entire thing. But in general, 2024, we were fairly active. We received $35,000 in donations. About $9,000 through payroll deductions and another $10,000 from Southwest Gas, so that was fantastic. We're off to a great start this year. We got $25,000 from a donor that doesn't want to be disclosed, so that's good. That $25,000 will go to the AP program. They specifically requested that. This year, we have allocated $67,000 to various programs, so $25,000 to the AP program to try to lower cost for testing, $10,000 for the Jumpstart program to cover the cost of books, $20,000 for department and mini grants for the teachers and departments of the various schools, and then $8,000 for the positive behavior interventions and supports program. So each elementary and middle school will receive $1,000 for that, $500 for this fall, and then $5,000 for the spring. For those teachers that are, and the high school got $2,500 for the
closed, they're starting a closed closet for students who need to go out and apply for a job. So the clothes will be free for them. So what we provided was money to buy the equipment so it looks like a store, and there's a dressing room and racks, that type of thing. So when the students come in, there's some privacy and they feel like they're doing a little shopping. So.
And
that
Casey,
was
can
an-
you please disclose your name for the record?
I'm sorry, I'm Casey Gillis, treasurer
you.
of the foundation.
Thank you.
Moving on, just kind of lost my place, excuse me. So we have some changes to the foundation bylaws. Per the Articles of Incorporation, we're required to bring them to you to approve the changes to the bylaws. The gist of it is we wanted to clarify that that the president of the Carson City School District Board of Trustees, Luther Ramirez, and Andrew Fueling, the superintendent, are on there in ex officio capacities. They are not voting members, but we do value what they have to say to us. But just to try to keep that separation, the trustees will actually make the decisions. Certainly, we're not going to go against what they want. We'll definitely take into account everything that they say, but the idea that to change the bylaws is just to clarify that, and that was actually at their recommendation. So we would ask for your support in changing that bylaw. With that, I'd be happy to take any questions.
Perfect.
Did you have anything to
I
add?
did have a couple of things. Also included in your packet is the annual report of information that goes to the IRS and grants that were given, and this is, the bylaws say that once a year we need to update you, so 2024 is all in this packet. And then one other thing that we did this year that is not bylaws, more organizational, we followed your example, and we have now assigned each of our board members to a specific school, just like you've done, so that we can have a closer relationship, work when there's a problem or something that, you know, we can help with. It just makes a little better communication. So we have that, and if you'd like, I can send a list to Renee to pass on to you saying which person is with which school and their information, to contact information.
And then one final thing, I apologize, John Hager for the record. The mini grant and department grant application period for the fall opens in about a week, I think, and will close in the middle of September. We'll have another one mid-December to mid-January. So you should be hearing about that soon, hopefully in an email to all staff.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for for this report. Do we have any questions or comments from the board? No? I do have a question. I think it's fabulous that you guys are supporting the AP program and the Jumpstart program. I do want to see that both programs are meeting the needs of our students, and I see a discrepancy, or a difference rather, in the funding that is provided to AP versus Jumpstart. So do you have an explanation why that might be happening?
Absolutely. For the record, John Hager. So the Jumpstart, or the AP program, I believe testing fees cost somewhere upwards of $65,000. So we're covering a portion of that. The Jumpstart program, we initially allocated last year $20,000. They only used about 6,000.
This year.
The 10,000 that we have left is actual money that people donated specifically for Jumpstart. we think that the need will actually be less than that. So we should be able to cover everybody's books, that, I think it's everybody's books, not just
Yeah,
requested.
well,
right?
it's somewhat based on need, but just about everybody. But part of why our amounts have gone down, because the first year was close to 20,000, which is why we started budgeting that way. So many things now are digital, and the cost has gone down for each student, and we don't pay tuition. Our part was all the books and materials, because the high school, that's not part of their funding. So any student that's in Jumpstart, if they have anything, any expenses like that, that's what we're covering. And we take the amount, it all goes through the grants department because of the amount. It's not, we don't handle the bookkeeping. And they work with the high school. They have a process to check for need and all of, so it isn't just here it is, but it's all handled through the high school counselors department and then the grants department. And at the end of the year, when they've determined every cost for Jumpstart, then I get the notice and I write the check back to it. So that's the difference. It's kind of the cost and the need.
Okay. And you just clarified that it does not cover tuition, correct? Only
Right. It never
books
has.
and it never has. Okay. Okay, great.
Did
Thank you.
that answer it enough for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does. And I don't think I have any other questions. Okay, so if no one else has any other questions or comments, I will entertain a motion.
I move that the Carson City School District Board of Trustees approve the proposed amendments to the bylaws of the Carson City Schools Foundation as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, so a motion by trustee Walker and second by trustee Varner. Any board discussion? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much for this report.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 8, discussion and possible action to approve proposed changes to CCSD Policy 817, identification badge. And this is a second reading for possible action. Mrs. Ansier, I don't see, you're gonna, okay, you're going to present on behalf of Ansier. So our superintendent will be presenting.
Thank you, President Ramirez. So this is a second reading of revision to policy 817. Ann Sear was here last time with that in the regulation. There were no suggested changes to the policy language. And so it is here back for your consideration and approval.
Great. And I believe all of us had a chance to review it. So do we have any comments or questions? If not, again, this is for possible action, so I will entertain a motion. Take it.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I move that the Carson City School District Board of Trustees approved August 12th, 2025 as the revised date for policy 817, identification badge.
I'll second.
Okay, so motion by trustee Clapham and second by trustee Roberts. Any board discussion? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much, the Superintendent Feeling. And then we will move on to agenda item number 11, informational update on staffing for the Carson City School District. And this, I'm sorry, did I miss one? 9, so sorry. Forgive me, I'm sorry. Discussion and agenda item number 9, discussion and possible action to approve proposed changes to Carson City School District Policy 539, Independent Study in Physical Education. And this is for second reading and for possible action. Welcome, Mr. Bringhurst.
Thank you, President Ramirez, members of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Fueling. This is second reading of this policy. You'll notice in the board packet, I included a couple of items based on some questions that we had last time. So along with the proposed policy, you will see the Nevada Administrative Code that it's based upon. I've also included the guidance memorandum that we received from Nevada Department of Education regarding how the policy is to be implemented. You'll also see a document that is the frequently asked questions regarding the changes to Nevada Administrative Code, as well as a document that lists the approved activities that are part of this change. Based on feedback from the first reading, I did make some adjustments to the proposed policy. So you'll see those in your packet. You'll note there on item 3, some adjustments to better align the wording with what is in the Nevada Administrative Code, that they need to successfully complete ROTC and in order to receive their exemption. You'll see a similar update there in marching band, which is in item 4. Item 5, you'll see some clarification there with the wording that mirrors what we see in the Nevada Administrative Code. And then item 6, part of what I believe was confusing last time, at least from the way I understood the feedback that we received, was that item 6 has some different requirements that don't apply to the other areas for exemption. And so they are listed just under item 6. That would correspond in the Nevada Administrative Code to item number 3. So those are the activities that may take place outside of the school day for 120 hours in order for those participants to receive the exemption. The other things, ROTC and band, for instance, or other school activities, those hours, of course, can happen during the school day. It's just those items under item 6 that where students would need to participate for all of those hours outside of the school day.
Could I ask a clarifying question? On
Yes.
number 5, so basically they successfully complete the season in one sport, they earn that credit. They get one sport a year. That's it.
Correct.
Okay. And I don't know if we want to be specific about that, because in my mind, if I'm wondering it, if I'm a credit deficient student, they might be wondering it also.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
if I understand your question correctly, then it's maybe if I'm credit deficient, I want to be on the wrestling team and the track team and get 2 credits.
Correct.
Whereas we need to clarify it is 1 credit even if you are on multiple sports throughout the year.
Yes, or up to 1 credit per academic year, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of the number of sports that are participated in. Yep.
Great.
Okay.
Anybody else has questions? Richard?
If you don't mind, if we can go back to where the competitive club activity is. It says
Yes.
participation must be verified by the school principal and designee.
Mhm.
They got to do 120 hours. How is a principal going to verify that they did 120 hours? There's got to be another process in there somewhere.
Yes, there is another process in there. I was speaking with Principal Carstens about that this last week as well as today regarding that. And there was a procedure in place in the school district previously for students to earn PE credit correspondence. I'm forgetting the exact terminology now, but there was a procedure where they had to log their hours. We have that procedure, and Principal Carstens will use that as kind of a basis to begin working that and putting that procedure into place. If you'll also look on item 7 in the frequently asked questions that we have from NDE, it gives us a little bit more clarity exactly around that question. So it says verification of participation may be submitted to the school district or charter school, which typically includes documentation such as a signed log of hours from a coach, instructor, or club leader confirming participation, a statement from a coach, instructor, or club leader confirming participation. And so that's the process that Principal Carstens is working on, is that documentation, as well as with some timelines where they will log their hours and have that signed by the appropriate coach, instructor, organization leader.
Should that be in the policy?
I was going to suggest, I think that would be an item more for the regulation, like how it's going to happen. So the policy is what the policy is, and then in the
I agree with that,
regulation, it
as long as
spells
it's
it
in
out. Yeah.
As long as it's spelled out somewhere.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch back kind of what Trustee Walker was asking earlier, in the frequently asked questions as well, section 4, or question 4, it says, can a student be exempt from a half-credit physical education? And it says for every 60 hours. Because as he was talking, I was remembering back, because I've had 4 kids through the high school, and in my memory, it was, if you did one varsity sport or one sport, it was a semester. And so if you were a 2-sport athlete, then that qualified you for a year. And so as we were talking about one sport, 1 year, but it's one sport up to 60 hours is a half credit. So in theory, you could do 2 sports and get that full credits, right? Am I understanding that? So like if you had a tennis season and like my kids' tennis and bowling season, that would still be 2 sports and qualify you as a full year of PE
Yeah, up
exemption?
to a full year,
Okay.
up to 1 full credit, not more than 1 full credit during one, and I guess I'm misspeaking even in saying 1 full credit. They don't get any credits, they get an exemption.
Correct.
Right.
Sorry, thank you.
So up to 1 full exemption. And so I will work on some clarification there in that item 5, around the half credit, full
Yeah.
credit, and not more than, half an exemption, full exemption, not more than a full exemption for any academic year. Yeah.
I would say that you could even, in the policy, be a little bit more vague with the up to 1 credit, and then in the regulation, really break it down, the specifics, because that's the how-to, if
Yeah.
that makes it easier for you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think, do we have any other ones? Richard? Yeah,
I think I
one last one?
do. I see where this policy is going, but I guess I do have some concern about waiving physical fitness or physical activity during the day when you're going to have all these kids just doing academics all day without some kind of break, I guess. So that would be one concern I would have. Because we want our kids to not only be intellectually active, but also physically active during the day. And I just wonder how that's going to work, I guess.
I think it's a fantastic question. I don't know exactly, as when we get these changes from NDE, there's things that we know and there's things that we won't know until it gets implemented. There is certainly an argument for those breaks and activity during the day, and how that helps students to improve their focus and learning. But the guidance that we have from NDE is very clear that this exemption is something that we need to offer. I'd also say
I
that
think it says may offer, right? If I read that right? Not that we have to, but that we may be able to offer.
so from the documentation as well as the conversations that I have had with NDE, it is not a question of whether or not we can. It is that students will be allowed this exemption.
On
I'll
the,
need a minute to
says
look.
may.
On the letter that say may.
okay, because the one I'm looking at where
Exempt.
it's the NAC 389, 488, it says a school district or charter school shall exempt.
And the one I'm looking at says may exempt.
Letter.
So.
I'm reading the letter also
Yeah.
from the state department head, where it
You're,
says overview.
you're looking
specifies
at the
that school-
guidance memorandum,
Yes.
Yes.
and the guidance memorandum says may,
Yeah,
and
may.
you're looking at the Nevada
NAP.
Administrative Code, which says shall. So our Nevada Administrative Code is ultimately what we need to be going by, which gives us a clear shall, from what I can understand.
And I would say, I mean, I understand the points everybody's making, but we're also looking at an exemption because these students are already physically active in well-documented manner, whether it's a sport or some kind of activity. And for some of our students who might be on an AP track and they're trying to get into a top-tier college, they might need an extra academic course, and that might open that up. And so I think there's a whole host of, we have a lot of students in that school and a lot of different circumstances. And so it gives them some possibilities. And these are still students who are physically active because they earn that by being in a physically active activity.
And I would add that the counselors also probably are encouraging students to look into joining a club or, an activity. I'm sure that they also will be advising them to do something. Okay. All righty. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So if there are no other comments from the board or questions, I will entertain a motion.
Don't we do public comment or not?
We're going to have public comment after the motion.
She can get the motion on the table and then take public comment before action.
I can do that then. I move that the Carson City School District Board of Trustees approve August 12th, 2025 as the revised date for Policy 529, Independent Study in Physical Education.
Okay, so motion by trustee Roberts and second by trustee Walker. Any board discussion? See none, and I do know we have a public comment.
But just to clarify, I heard 529. It's 539, yeah?
5:30. Okay. 5:39 for the clarification? Okay. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for catching that. Okay, and at this moment, we will take public comment. Yes, come on up to the podium and state your name for the record. And we will give you 3 minutes. Yeah, it's on. Good.
Sorry. Madam President, Mr. Fueling, members of the board, my name is Steve Dilly. I am the department head of PE Health at Carson High School. My concern with policy 539 as written here currently by Mr. Brett Hurst, I apologize, that it says 1 PE credit per year of successful completion, which I think in a way this opens Pandora's box to a kid not ever taking PE in high school. And in some cases, the last time a student would have PE would be like in 5th grade. So we fully supported, ever since I've been at Carson High School for over a decade, we fully support allowing to waive 1 year of PE for this. However, we feel that it's obviously super important that a kid takes PE at least 1 year at Carson High School. And I feel like as this is written right now, we're opening Pandora's box to allowing a kid to basically waive 2 years of PE and not have to take PE at all. So that is my concern, and that's my department's concern. Again, this was just brought, this letter was just brought to my attention on Friday afternoon, so I apologize for lack of preparation on this. But again, like I said, I'm just worried that this is going to open Pandora's box for a student being able to waive 2 years of PE and not take PE at all. I mean, if you look at Empower 2027, 4.13 states how important physical education is. It's one of your 5 standards for Empower 2027, and I'm afraid that this is overlooking that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, so we have a motion on the table, so all those in favor? Oh, we have another one? I'm so sorry. I didn't see anybody else. Forgive me.
Hi, President Ramirez, Mr. Fueling, Board. Linda Herzl, retired physical education specialist in the Carson City School District. Mr. Dilly did talk about the fact that with this exemption, kids would not have PE except through K through 5. We have physical education standards, K-12. What we send on to the middle school and high school does not meet those secondary standards, and I'm really concerned about that. Again, part of the strategic plan is that physical education, health, wellness is part of it. I agree, one, because those kids that are athletes, the kids that are doing sports outside of school, but I think they should at least have 1 credit of physical education. Maybe a solution would be to require a credit in middle school. At least they're getting something between 6 through 12 for those physical education piece, for the movement. I worry about the obesity. I had kids that were athletes, but they were also on a career path. But I think we need to make sure that we are putting out well-rounded students and looking at the standards that the State Department puts out for all subject matter. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Any additional comments? Any additional public comment, I should say? No? See none? Okay, again, we have a motion on the table. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 1 opposed? 2? 2 opposed. Okay, so we have the majority of the vote is correct? Okay, so we have the majority of the
That
vote.
was 4 in favor. That's a
Okay.
quorum that counts.
Okay. All right, so then motion carries. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. So I was just informed that Mr. Sadler is on his way, so we are going to take a 5-minute recess. Can we? Sorry? Oh, move on, okay. Never mind, I apologize. So we are able to, we're going to skip agenda item number 11 until Mr. Sadler gets here, and then we are going to continue with agenda item number 12, approval of the agenda as submitted, and this is for possible action. Approval of consent agenda for possible action.
I move that we accept the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by trustee Walker and second by trustee Varner. Any board discussion? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So, no. Agenda item number 13, informational items, and this is for discussion only. No action will be taken. And I am sure all of us had a chance to review those items. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 14, request for future agenda topics. Do we have any agenda items? No? That we want to add to the future agendas? No? None? Okay. Then at this moment, we will go ahead and take a 5-minute recess. our Carson City School District Board of Trustees meeting. We're going to continue, and our presenter for agenda item number 11 is here joining us, Mr. Dan Sadler. Agenda item number 11, informational update on staffing for the Carson City School District, and this is for discussion only.
Thank you, President Ramirez. Trustees, good evening. Thanks for having me. Dan Sadler for the record. And quick shout out to Dan Davis for his excellent photo skills here. This is a picture of our certified staff on the first day last week. So nice picture of our new teachers to our district. So the last couple of years, I've presented this data around this time of year, and it's just kind of a good measure of where we stand as far as vacancies go. So we do have a couple years now that we've been collecting this data. You can see back to August 9th, 2022. And the data that I'll share with you tonight that's over in that right column is of August 8th. I did not update beyond the 8th, so there's changes day by day, but this is fairly accurate in representing what we currently have. So you can see that we had 0 administrative vacancies. We had those all filled. Certified, we had 4 vacancies. Certified special education, 2. Classified full-time positions, we had 7. 6 classified special education, and 1 school nurse that could be filled with classified or certified pending certification. So just kind of really good data trends as far as the vacancies. You can see just 3 years ago where we were with the number of vacancies with where we are now. And I always feel like, yay, but there's still more work to do. So definitely feel that way, seeing any numbers in that right side, but it is a very good celebration and reflective of not only that we're recruiting well, but that we're retaining well. And I think that's most important. And I'll be happy to jump around back to any of this and answer any questions as we go through it. So this slide represents the actual total number of positions filled and back to a specific date. So we've been posting positions for certain classified positions are usually posted year-round, depending on when the vacancy occurs and whether that's a 12-month position, year-round, or if it's a school year calendar position. Whereas typically the certified positions, we fill those, hiring season kind of has started in January, and getting those positions posted earlier than some of our other local school districts has helped tremendously. So thank you as a board for your support in that. The early retirement notification has helped tremendously as well. So when we get to this slide on things that are working, that's definitely one thing that we have 2 years of some solid data on now that is helping us get those positions filled earlier. So you can see we still have filled a large number of positions, but again, trending down overall from 2022. You can see we had 63 certified teachers hired that year. This year we had 51. That includes anybody who's in a certified position as well. So it could be counselor, it could be social worker, psychologist, speech language pathologist, anybody who's under the certified bargaining agreement. So just a little different representation on those numbers. We've used the number 378 for classified because that's what we started with in 2022. We've had a number go up or down here or there, but we've kept that number consistent just for comparing the data. So again, 14 vacancies as of August 8th, which is a 3.7% vacancy rate, down from 7% in 23-24, and 4.4% last year for a 96.3% fill rate. Again, 2 years ago, that was 93, and we were thinking that was a celebration at the time. So seeing that continue to trend in a positive direction is a good thing. And then for our certified positions, again, number 520, we've used that for the data comparison. 6 vacancies as of the 8th, that's a 1.1% vacancy rate, down from 7% in 23-24, or a 98.9% fill rate, down from, or up from 97.6%. Actual positions as of the 8th that we had posted, we've had a tough time. I highlighted the blue ones there as far as the certified positions go. We've had a tough time filling some of our music teacher positions this year, and I know that's not specific to our district. Talking with Washoe County and just trying to get ideas. They, at the time, I think had 15 music teaching positions open, many of which were half-time. So that's something that we're seeing, just not a lot of people going through the music education programs that we've seen historically. So that'll be an area of focus for us, for sure. But you can see by site which positions we have that are open. And by department, I should say. So just a couple things to share here with what's working. Again, supportive school board and superintendent. And I think the word is out on the board and the superintendent, and just as the district being a really good place to work. That's something that we hear people ask about. Even some people who have interviewed that maybe took positions elsewhere, like really heard good things about Carson City School District. And you guys have a board that's really solid, and hear good things about the superintendent and the principals and the teachers, all true things. So thank you for your support. Competitive salaries, obviously, we're in negotiations right now, and we know that our budget doesn't look great, so not a lot of news on increasing salaries, but keeping steady with where we've been. And of course, 2 years ago, having a large increase, that has helped us remain competitive, and especially for retaining our employees. I already mentioned the early retirement notification incentive. And I know that tends to cause a little bit of confusion. We're not buying anybody out. Just for anybody who's listening, that's an incentive that if people notify the district that they plan to retire by the end of the year, that they get a little bit of incentive, monetary incentive. Really, the advantage for us is then we can post that position and be the first to hire. So that has helped tremendously. Local career fairs, we've continued to host some fairs. We also attended UNR. We did not attend regional career fairs this year, and we didn't really see a huge return on investment as far as actually hiring people from those events, certified teachers. A lot of interest, a lot of great conversations, met some awesome people. Maybe those will pan out in the long run, but we haven't seen any immediate results from the regional career fairs with the exception of University of Nevada. Local career fairs we'll continue to attend with WNC as those opportunities are available. And then we've just had in the boardroom at the district office, continue to support. We had a career fair this summer. I think we had 20 people come through the door, 16 applicants come out of that, and we've already hired a few people that are already working for us. So anytime we get someone through the door, that's a win.
Yep, definitely.
The Red Rover application revamp, that process has become much easier to complete an application. I think that's also been helpful. It was quite clunky previously, and to just get through the application itself, if you weren't pretty tech savvy, you might have struggled. So Red Rover has helped us simplify that process and get people through that process faster. So that is another thing that we're looking at that we want to continue to improve. Social media, branding and marketing, we haven't done a lot of that because it's very expensive as far as branding and marketing, but social media and just people posting celebrations. Dan Davis does a tremendous job with working with local media and getting the word out, and that also has helped us in both retention and recruitment. But our number one, and we do track this through the application, is just word of mouth and people just letting other people know that positions are open. So that is our number one generator for getting new people into our district. I think that's the last one I had, and there was ARL partnerships. We have supported several different partnerships over the years. We talked about iTeach a couple years ago. We still support iTeach. We've since then had different partnerships with Great Basin College, Western Governors University, UNLV, UNR. Just they've made it easier for people to get into the field of education, and we've benefited from that. So we've got some really good, solid partnerships there.
Well, this is wonderful news. Thank you for all that work.
Absolutely.
Any questions or comments from the board? Yes, Richard?
I would just like to say thank you for all the hard work you're doing. The numbers are fantastic. To go from where we were to where we're at now is really good. I'm just wondering, out of the 51 new certified staff, how many, I don't know if you know this or not offhand, but how many were somebody who didn't retire, but just decided to move on somewhere else or quit.
So make sure I'm understanding your question. How many were people who didn't retire that came back?
Yeah, who just decided to move on and maybe pursue another career or go somewhere else versus someone who actually retired.
Oh,
from the
thank you.
district.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the people we hired and I got confused. So when we track how many vacancies we have, a vacancy is a vacancy, but when we're looking at retention rates, if somebody's retired as, it's the end of their career and they're retired, we don't count that as like we've lost an employee. Yeah, that's a celebration. Same if they move out of state, we don't count that the same way. So looks a little bit different. If we did include those numbers, it would skew our data.
No, I understand that. I was just wondering how many people.
I don't have that number off the top of my head, but I'd be happy to get it
If
for
you
you.
can send that to me later, I'm just curious what our retention rate actually
Absolutely.
is.
Yep.
Thank you.
Michelle, did you have a question?
I went to the breakfast this morning. The energy in there was awesome. Packed room full of eager people ready to get started. Clearly, you've been busy, working hard to get all those people in there. And so thank you. Nice work. We appreciate all of that. And the opportunity to uncomfortably stare at each other was a nice invitation, AJ.
I felt that when I walked in the room today.
No, it was great. It was a packed room, and that's just a testament to how hard you guys have been working in the off season, so to speak. So just applauding that.
I appreciate that, and it truly is a testament to all of the people we have working in our district. It's my pleasure to lead human resources, but we've got an excellent HR team, and that extends to anybody who's in hiring manager, our administrators, and a lot of our staff that are helping with recruitment as well. So that's definitely not a one-man show.
Yeah, I would echo Michelle. It was really nice to see the smiling faces of all those new teachers and very friendly, very, very excited to be working in our district. So thank you for that work. And yeah, all your initiatives have been very impressive. So thank you. And obviously the numbers come from your hard work and how effective your initiatives have been. So thank you for updating us. And
I questioned a couple if they're really old enough to be teachers. They
Yeah.
look so young.
It was a little younger group for sure. That's just showing my age in education for sure. But yeah, great energy. I was talking with Mary Prey this afternoon. She's been working with our new hires, since last week, and she was sharing with me how impressed she was just with the questions they were asking and the enthusiasm they were bringing into our district. So we can't wait for that to translate into the classroom and rub off on our students for sure.
she was so funny how she concluded the event. She says, don't forget to go sign your paperwork, otherwise you won't get paid.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. All righty. Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I believe we have concluded. We are going on to agenda item number 15, and that's adjournment. So thank you so much, everyone.